Hello everyone, welcome. This is just a quick exploration on the theme editor, just to see what it's all about, along with a little example on how we can create our own custom styles within a theme. So first things first, we need to have the software installed. Theme editor is part of Crestron Studio, so just download and install that. Additionally, there are these two software packages that are required. So on one hand you have the latest version of Java that needs to be installed, and on the other you have the Adobe Flex SDK, currently version 4.6. This is just a zip file, so just download it and unpack it somewhere on your PC. So after that's done, we can go to Crestron Studio, set it to Smart Graphic Themes and hit New to create our new theme. At this point, when it's loading, it's actually checking your hard drive for any installed smart objects. So this also means that if you have any custom objects created with style properties, it's going to list them inside the theme editor as well. Alright, so now we're in the theme editor. The first thing that we need to do is go to Edit, Smart Graphic Theme Editor Options, and over here just link to the Flex SDK, to the bin folder inside the Flex SDK that you just extracted on your PC. That's a one-time operation, so only the initial setup. So after that's done, go to the Design Explorer and to the control styles. So just check this, so we can see what this is all about. The control styles, this is basically your link between the theme and Vision tools. So what you see over here are all of the controls that exist that are installed in your PC, like your buttons, like your button list horizontal, the D-pad, etc. So all of these objects are listed here in the control styles. When we look at this, we have two entries for button. We have one for icon style and we have one for button style. So this directly maps to your Vision tools, where you have a button style and you have an icon style for this object. On the third column we have our button, we have our style category, and I'm gonna skip this for now and just go to the associated styles. When we click here, we get a list of all of the styles that exist within our theme. The ones that are checked here are basically the ones that we're gonna associate to this button, to the button style of our button. This basically means that those are selectable from our drop-down within Vision tools. Then we have the default style, which is basically selecting one from the list, which is going to be the one that's preloaded the first time we add the object to our project. Alright, so let's have a look at one of these styles. So for instance, the standard blue button, if we check this, we open up this style. So what do we have? We have our up state, we have our down state, and we have our active state. Three graphics that are applied to the up, down, and active state of our standard blue button style. Over here we have some additional properties for setting up our style. So the name is standard blue button. This is the name that we will see in Vision tools. We have a fill type option, which can be set to stretching or to 9 slicing. We have font properties, so over here we can also change the font for our styles. And over here it becomes important that the style categories buttons matches what we see over here. So for buttons, the style category is buttons, so in here we also select buttons. We can then further set properties in our specific states, so the up state, down state, the active state. And lastly, we have our scaling constraints, where we can say which 9 slides editor we want to associate with this button. I'll get to there a little later. Default width, default height, maximum width, maximum height, etc. So all of these styles that can be set for our button. So now if we want to make our own style within the theme editor, what do we need to do? Well, first we need to import our own resources. So we go to the resource library, hit this little arrow over here, and I'm going to say to import a resource folder. So I have a folder where a few graphics are residing. I'm just going to import all of those graphics at once. So this folder, I'm gonna hit OK, and all the way at the bottom my 3 graphics are now imported. So first thing is I'm gonna create what we call an image map. An image map, it's optional, but it makes it a bit easier to work with the theme editor. So basically this is a logical grouping of graphical resources into one container. That's an image map. So we can hit over here the new image map and click and drag our resources in here. So this image map will be my image map for my custom button. So that's step 1. Step 2 is over here. We have new style. So I'm gonna hit new style, and I'm gonna give this style the name custom button style. So the name that you fill in over here is also the name that you're gonna see in Vision Tools. So make sure to make this a bit readable, that you know what object you are creating at this point. So we can set these properties, the fill type, the font, the style categories, which is gonna be buttons. And over here we can now start dragging images into our button style, but rather than doing it like this, going from the image map, I'm going to choose from this drop down which image map I'm going to already load into this style. And now I can just click here on these arrows to include these 3 graphics into my style. So the first one will be my unpressed state, the second one will be my pressed state, and the third one will be my feedback state. Alright. The last thing that we now need to do is from our button style, the associated style, we need to include our custom button style. And now once that's done, we can just hit F12 to compile. And now we're compiling our theme. Alright, so once compilation is done, we can restart Vision Tools. And now as we create a new project or an existing project, choose to load our demo theme. And when I now apply a button to my project, from the button style I can select my custom button style.